All right. Good afternoon, everyone. I'm First Alert Meteorologist CJ Cartledge here, hopping back onto the live stream just to tell you guys a quick update on what the storms are doing as of right now. And as you can see, that main line that we were talking about earlier this afternoon has made its way down into the far southern portions of the Arklatex here. And I did want to talk about a couple of things. Mainly the one thing I did want to talk about was the potential for a brief spin up as we move into the later afternoon hours and through the next couple of hours as well. We're already in the late afternoon here, but from what I've been seeing as these storms pass through portions like Nacogdoches County, Sabine County, and Parish into San Augustine counties over there in East Texas, and into Natchitoches Parish as well, as some of these storms have been producing some rotations up there in the atmosphere, or mainly in the clouds there. So I did want to talk a little bit about that and dive into the details of what I've been seeing through the past couple of radar scans. And I also want to talk about how swiftly these storms may move out and the severe potential that I believe that we will have heading through the rest of the daytime hours and into the overnight hours for today here. If you did not already know, if you did not pay attention to my latest post here when I was talking about the latest radar update and the severe risk, the slight risk of severe weather has been chopped off of areas around I-30. Actually, areas around I-30 and northward, I would say you're in the clear for the rest of the day and into tonight as well. You guys are not even under any types of severe risk for tonight here, but for those that are around the I-30, I-20 corridor and southward, you guys are still under a chance for severe weather as we move through the next few hours and through the overnight hours as well. But I believe that severe risk greatly diminishes by a lot here as we move towards the midnight hour for tonight, especially after this cooler air passes through the rest of the Arklatex. I don't see much severe weather happening, but it's still possible. I just don't see much of it happening after everywhere around the Arklatex sees that cooler air finally move into their region here. Here's a look at temperatures right now across the Arklatex. And the main reason why I'm showing temperatures is because of how cool it has gotten as compared to earlier today. I believe Shreveport got up to around 82 or 83 degrees. They're now sitting at 64. Around Bienville, they saw a temperature as high as 87. They now sit at 64. 66 by Natchitoches, 77 still near Florida. Still a bit toasty out there in the far southern portions within the Arklatex region, as you can see on the screen. Temperatures are as low as 54 degrees up there by Idabel, 61 for DeQueen, 65 by Texarkana. It's much cooler as compared to what we were seeing as we were waking up to start our day for today. It's also pretty windy out there across the Arklatex, as you can see, with winds mainly coming out of the north, mainly northwest and northeast for the most part here. That looks to be a change as compared to the past couple of days where we've seen mainly southerly winds to allow us to feel warmer. But due to this cold front, we're going to be receiving northerly winds here. Around 10 mile per hour wind near Natchitoches, 7 mile per hour wind near Shreveport and Mansfield, around 3 mile per hour wind near Texarkana here. But I wanted to show you guys the potential, or the little areas of rotation that I have been seeing here in the past few radar scans. I'm also live on Facebook and as well as on YouTube. So if you have any questions for me, if you have any questions about what we can expect for the rest of today and into tonight, please leave them down in the comments on Facebook or on YouTube here. So let's zoom into some of these storms here. These are the storms that I'm talking about. These are along the main line that I was talking about earlier that was promoting the highest risk for severe weather, which means the damaging wind threat as well as the large hail threat and the potential for some flash flooding due to heavy rainfall here. So zooming into some of these storms along the far edges within the Arklatex, as you can see, some of these storms are starting to curl up a little bit from what I'm seeing as of right here. This does not mean a tornado is on the ground, by the way, guys. This is just something that I have been watching for the past few hours or so. I'm seeing some of these storms start to, bring about some very brief rotations, but I believe they are being seen by the National Weather Service in Shreveport. Not every brief rotation will have a warning on it. It's mainly dependent on how long it sustains its rotation, and with the last few radar scans, these rotations have not held up for very long, which is why, more than likely, why they haven't issued a warning for those storms here that have been producing some rotations. But it looks like a rotation there on radar, but on wind velocity, it's a very weak one. As you can see, that's exactly where I had circled before, right by Zavala here. I'm going to show you guys exactly what I'm talking about. With a little bit of a better view there. This is what I was talking. Okay, hold on, give me a second. Gotta press back on this. Okay, am I circling it now? Okay, cool. That little area of rotation is very weak up there in the atmosphere, and that's the one I was looking at before that was showing that very small hook type of shape that it had there before. But also in portions of Natchitoches Parish, I've also seen some very weak rotations ongoing in the past few radar scans as well, from what I was looking at on my radar app on my phone. And from what I was looking at here on radar, on the radar that you see here on the screen. It's not as pronounced on this screen as what it is on my phone, but I was watching some areas of brief rotation beginning to spawn up here not too long ago. I believe that area of rotation I was watching there was near Sabine Parish. This is the one I was looking at, which, as you can see, was starting to turn up a little bit. That green denotes the winds blowing towards the radar. The radar site is literally at the bottom of your screen right here. Right there, that little white dot that you see there on the screen. I'm trying to point to it, but I can't put my marker file. It's right below that perfect circle, that right below the arrow that I'm showing there. That area, the winds are blowing towards the radar in the green color. The winds are blowing away from the radar in the red color, and that's the area of rotation that I was watching a little bit before. But once you look at the next radar scan or the next few radar scans, you'll see that it just completely flopped out, completely broadened back out. Let's see, 1, 2, 3. See, boom, and boom. See, not much of a rotation anymore, and it just completely fizzled out into nothingness. So that is something that I've been watching for the past few radar scans here along that main line, but just behind that main line of storms, not much has really been going on in terms of rotations out there in the atmosphere or in these storms here. So that is definitely a good sign. So yeah, that's something I've been watching, and these storms are expected to move out of the Arctic to the south and east as we move into the next few hours or so. But that's also why I've been saying earlier in the last stream, I don't know if you all watched me earlier, but I was talking about how there is a low chance for tornadoes, but it's not out of the question just yet. There could still be some very brief rotations. I didn't say exactly that there could still be some brief rotations, but I said I'm not ruling it out just yet because the potential is still there. There's still a risk, even though it's less than 2% or it's around 2 to 5%, there is still a chance for brief spin-ups to happen. So it's just at a lower chance as compared to yesterday and as compared to all the other severe weather threats that we were talking about earlier as well. Yes, yes. Somebody had said it was the cone of silence. Yes, that's another term for that that little radar circle that you saw there on the screen. The little one that little gray dot right to the north and west of Fort Polk. It can also be said to be a cone of silence, another nickname for it. Somebody in the comments said, I can't even get to the part of Nevada County that got hit last night. There's trees down, and it's just bad there. I'd rather not hinder their efforts. Yeah, I heard it definitely got bad out there in Nevada County. Prayers up to those who had lost property or had damaged property out there in Nevada County, as well as in Marion County. We have seen multiple photos and I believe I see a couple videos of what had happened over there in Marion County as well as Nevada County. So prayers to those that are dealing with their loss of this due to this tornado. But there's now been a newly issued severe thunderstorm warning. It actually just got issued, just popped up here on the screen. I'm going to bring up the details on that right now. This is our first severe thunderstorm warning of the day here for Grant, Natchitoches, and Wynn parishes. This lasts until 6 p.m. I'm going to grab the details on this severe thunderstorm warning in just a second. Phone's being a little bit slow, so we've got to close app and try again. There we go. Okay, so they have added a tornado possible tag to this one. This is exactly what I was talking about with the brief spin ups that have been happening. They have added a tornado possible tag to this severe thunderstorm warning. They advise everyone to seek shelter who is in the area, of course, inside a well-built structure and stay away from windows. This storm is capable of producing damaging winds and large hail. Tornadoes can develop quickly from severe thunderstorms. Seek shelter immediately in an interior room or on the lowest floor of a well-built structure. And they're saying a severe thunderstorm was located 7 miles south of Montgomery in Louisiana, or 16 miles southeast of Natchitoches, Louisiana, moving northeast at around 20 miles per hour. The hazard is 60-mile-per-hour wind gusts and quarter-size hail. So hail sizes have gotten a bit bigger out there. So bigger hail is starting to fall from these storms down here as it approaches central Louisiana and southern eastern Texas as well. It's a radar-indicated severe thunderstorm. And hail damage to vehicles is expected. Expect wind damage to roofs and siding as well as trees. Let's take a look at hail that has fallen. Oh, we got some bigger hail sizes out there. Let's take a quick look at how big these hail sizes are. It's close to an inch, so close to quarter size. Very close to quarter size hail has fallen over 16 miles south and east of Natchitoches. There's 1-inch hail, which was just on the other side of I-49. This storm just crossed over I-49 not too long ago in Natchitoches Parish. Move that off the screen. And there's also been some hail dropping just to the east of Florine and Sabine Parish, Louisiana. The hail sizes aren't so great over here in East Texas, but we have seen some larger hail sizes or bigger hail sizes over here in Louisiana. Okay, where is this? Somebody asked, where is this? I live in western Iowa across the Muddy Mow from Nebraska. Odd that this showed up on my feed. We're located in Shreveport, Louisiana. This is KSLA News 12 in Shreveport, Louisiana. I'm First Alert meteorologist CJ Cartledge. I'm part of their weather team out there. So yes, this is for Shreveport, Louisiana in the Arklatex. So this is in Louisiana. Let's see. Shreveport, how's it looking? For Shreveport, I wouldn't say we're in the clear just yet, but we are very close to being in the clear. In terms of severe weather, all the severe storms appear to be in the far southern portions of the Arklatex. But we could still see some instances of heavy rainfall from this system here. As you can see off to our western portion of the Arklatex, that little bit of a heavy rainfall cell near Scottsville, just south and west of Scottsville. We could still see some heavy rainfall, but our severe threat has diminished by a lot here in Shreveport and for many areas that are behind this main line. So severe weather is still possible for especially those that are along this main line, this line of strong to severe storms. This one is a severe storm now, mainly because of the hail that has dropped, as well as its potential to produce a rotation or a tornado. Let's actually look and see if it is producing any types of rotation, and it is not as of right now. We're seeing a bunch of greens and not many reds. And we need to see both greens and reds for it to be actually some type of rotation. But they have put a tornado possible tag onto that storm. Once again, severe thunderstorm warning has been issued just around less than 5 minutes ago for Grant Parish, Natchitoches Parish, as well as Wynn Parish. This lasts until 6 o'clock Central Time. See if there's any comments or questions in the YouTube chat. I do not see any right now. Thank you all for asking your questions and your comments and concerns as well. We're going to go over future track, just to show you guys exactly what's expected to happen through the next few hours and into tonight as well. As you can see, those storms are in the far southern portions of the Arklatex, but we won't be done with the rainfall just yet after this main line moves out. We will still deal with some strong to severe storms as we move into the early evening hours here. More rainfall is expected, and for more few rumbles of thunder are expected as well. Another batch of rain showers moving through. And that should last all the way until we reach around the midnight hour here, where these storms will be finally moving outside of the Arklatex, with the exception of maybe an isolated shower or two. Moving into early Sunday morning, we could still see some storms develop in the areas south of I-20 for the most part, but that's pretty much going to be it. Our severe threat is low. It's literally not at all. We don't have any chance for severe weather tomorrow, so this is just going to be regular thunderstorms and rain showers heading into the afternoon hours for tomorrow, midday and afternoon for those south of I-20. But for those north of I-20 and around I-20, we will be dealing with mostly clear skies by the midday and afternoon hours, as you can see there. Not too much cloud cover will be going on out there. So yeah, that's what's expected for the rest of today and into tomorrow as well. Okay, I'm just looking at the chat for any types of questions. For Grant Parish, there is a severe thunderstorm warning, or there's a severe thunderstorm on its way into Grant Parish as of right now. As you can see by that yellow cone right there, it's leaving Natchitoches Parish, moving into Grant Parish, and at the very edge of that severe thunderstorm warning polygon is Wynn Parish. And take a look at that storm once more and go back to the now. And as you can see, there's a lot of heavy rainfall in that one storm cell. It's right by Montgomery. So Montgomery is getting a little bit of that heavy rainfall as at the moment here. And they're going to continue to get that heavy rainfall through the next 15 to maybe 30 minutes or so. So that storm moves out of technically outside of the Arklatex region. Outside of the Arklatex would be outside of this line right here, outside of Natchitoches Parish. Okay. I'm going to check the chat to see if there's any more questions. Yes, you're welcome. This is what kind of threat? Somebody asked, what kind of threat is this? Oh, it was the same person. But yes, as a whole, looking across the entire Arklatex, we're only dealing with strong to severe storms in the southernmost portions within the region. And for many areas north of that line, you guys are in the clear for severe weather. I would say the severe threat looks to be very, very low for areas that are north of that strong to severe storm line and around I-20. For those north of I-30, completely in the clear. I wouldn't say Shreveport and around I-20 and southward is out of the clear or out of the woods for severe weather tonight, mainly because there's still a severe risk for those areas. And it is much cooler now as well. The severe threat has just gone down tremendously. I wouldn't say it's out of the clear just yet until we get the notion from National Weather Service. But I would say that's the severe threat after this line everywhere. I'm going to get my pointer out. Everywhere north of this storm, of this line of storms, everywhere that I'm pointing here is the severe threat has tremendously gone down, tremendously decreased. It's gone down. So that is definitely a good sign. And I believe you will be safe to travel anywhere as long as, you stay safe. You try to avoid those flooded roadways if possible. Try to avoid flooded roadways if possible and at all costs as well. I feel like you'll be safe to drive or safe to travel anywhere that you may want to now if you're in areas around I-20 and northward, and if you're north of this severe storm line that you see there on the screen, where I'm pointing, everywhere northward of that. You guys would be safe to travel anywhere as long as you are driving slowly through the rainfall. You may see some instances of heavy rainfall and maybe a few rumbles of thunder, but it's not going to be as bad as that main severe storm line or strongest severe storm line that has just passed the area not too long ago. Let's take a quick live look outside here. I'm going to take a quick live look, and I'm going to stay on for a couple more minutes just in case anybody has any more questions. Somebody says, where's Shreveport see any more rain? Yes, I believe we could still see some rainfall through the next couple of hours or so. Still some scattered showers out there around the Arklatex, but it won't be, I don't believe it will be anything severe for the rest of tonight here. The severe threat has greatly diminished. It's decreased by a lot. Any bad storms for Pineland, Texas area? Pineland, if Pineland, I believe that's the smaller city. I may not know exactly where that is, but if Pineland is north of that line, if Pineland is north of that line, then you are pretty much you're in the lower risk for severe weather. For those that are along that line in the far northern portions, ranging from Nacogdoches all the way into Natchitoches Parish, Nacogdoches County into Natchitoches Parish, that line where the severe storms are, you guys are not out of the woods just yet from severe weather. But if you are north of that line, your severe threat has greatly diminished. Huh. Mr. Michael Freeman says he's out. Time to play some Microsoft Flight Sim. Have a great evening, bro. You have a great evening as well. Thank you for helping me keep everyone weather aware as well. I appreciate your help. But yes, this is the picture across the Arklatex right now. Still a mess across the region, to say the least here. Just light to moderate rainfall in the northern half of the region and strong to severe storms in the southern half. Let's start to see if there's any more areas of rotation that we should watch out for here. So we're going to go to closest radar. Try to zoom in some of these areas. This is where the severe storm is located at the moment, the lone severe storm that's within the Arklatex for the time being. And we're not seeing any areas of rotation here. Usually you see some reds in there, some reddish colors, but it's all green, which notes winds blowing towards the radar, so mainly from the north and from the northwest. But looking along this line, we're not seeing many areas of rotation at the moment here. So that's definitely a good sign. And hopefully we will continue to see this same trend of not too many areas of rotation here. So just looking at this is switching back to the Shreveport radar. There may be a little bit something. I want to see if that lines up with my radar app on my phone. Might be a bit of some areas of rotation by St. Augustine. Just south of St. Augustine. Just seeing if that matches up with what I got on my phone. Might be some weak rotation going on, but it's nothing too alarming at the moment. Yeah, it's nothing too alarming at the moment. Okay, so that area before was... Okay. Let's go back to the Montgomery severe thunderstorm. So a few radar scans ago, from what I've been seeing on my radar app, because you can see it a little bit clearer in terms of rotation, a little bit clearer on my phone as compared to on this system here. We're going to go back a couple radar scans, and it shows that it was showing some areas of strong rotation for quite some time here as it moves just south of Montgomery. So, okay, it showed some stronger rotation. It was relatively strong, but it wasn't enough to, raise any concerns of rotation finally meeting towards the ground or reaching towards the ground here. There was some rotation just south of Montgomery. Where's Montgomery? Montgomery's, to zoom in a little bit, there's Montgomery right there. I believe that's where the rotation was, where that light blue shade was right there. From what I'm matching up on my radar app on my phone, that's where the rotation was by I-49. But since then, it has pretty much diminished. So that is definitely a good sign. And yes, I do see the little bits of light blues right there. It doesn't show much of strong rotation. It just believe that's clutter, radar clutter there. It's not showing much rotation at the moment. So yes, this is a line of strong to severe storms promoting that heavy rainfall and damaging winds at the moment. Sabine Parish, Ebarb, west of Zwolle. Sabine Parish, west of Zwolle. So we're going to zoom in. So west of Zwolle. So you might be talking about this little storm cell or these storm cells right here. They seem to be heading your way, or just heading just right to the right past you all in Zawali. I don't believe it's showing any types of rotation at the moment. Let's see if it's dropping any types of hail. No hail to report on in that area, but there was some hail falling over near Montgomery in that severe storm over there. Still dropping some hail over there as well. So yeah, so Wally's dealing with a bit of some rainfall at the moment, and they have a chance to see more rainfall through the next few hours or so, next couple of hours. All right, it seems like the questions have slowed down already, so I'm gonna go ahead and hop off of here. I'm gonna go through future track, and then I'm going to hop off and see if there's any more questions that people may have at the moment. We do have a newscast starting at 6 p.m. KSLA News 12. Just look up channel 12 on your TV or your smart TV, and we're also going to be streaming live on the KSLA News 12 app also. So make sure to stay tuned and stay weather aware by tuning into the newscast here that starts at 6 p.m. where I'll be talking about the latest on what we can expect for the rest of this afternoon and into this evening. I'll be showing this future track right here. So if you miss it here, you'll definitely be able to see it at 6 p.m. on our newscast. But as you can see, moving through the next few hours or so, this line will pretty much either stay here or just wither away as it moves down to the southern portions of the Arklatex, or pretty much stays put where it's at according to Future Track. But we should start to see weaker storms as we move into the later afternoon and into the early evening hours as well. And once that cooler air pretty much covers the Arklatex, I would believe that the severe threat, especially for those in the far southern portions of the Arklatex, will be included under a greatly diminished severe threat here. The threat looks to decrease by a lot, mainly because of cooler air flowing in. The warmer air usually helps fuel severe weather, and the cooler air does not. So there is a cold front associated with this, so cooler air is associated with it, and that has been moving throughout the Arklatex throughout the daytime hours today. And that has diminished the severe threat in the northern half of the region, and it's going to diminish the severe threat for the rest of the Arklatex through the next couple hours or so. But until until that cooler air reaches the rest of the region, we'll still deal with strong to severe storms here around the Arklatex. But by the time we get around 10 or 11, another batch of some rain showers will move into areas around I-20 and northward there, and then taper off to the east outside of the area, leaving behind a couple isolated showers for the southern half of the Arklatex, as well as maybe in southwestern Arkansas there, as I see in the northern portion of the Arklatex there. But by the midday, towards the midday, late morning and midday hours, we could still see more isolated to scattered storms in the southern half of the Arklatex, but they promote no chance for severe weather. And as we move into the evening hours, afternoon and evening, we could see more sunshine before the sun sets, and we should deal with mostly dry conditions heading into the evening hours and spilling over into Monday, where we could see more rain chances here around the Arklatex. So thank you all so much for tuning into today's this stream right here. I may go on another stream if there's more of a threat for severe weather this evening here, but I don't see much heading into this evening hours. I'll continue to watch the radar, and I'll continue to keep you all weather aware here. I'm gonna put myself back on the screen. Let's see if there's any more questions. How's Shreveport looking? We're looking pretty fine. We're looking pretty good right now. And the severe threat has greatly diminished, mainly because of that cooler air flowing through the Arklatex, or flowing through most of the Arklatex. It should flow through the rest of the southeastern portions within the Arklatex there. By the time we hit around, I would say 7 p.m. is when the entire Arklatex will finally feel much cooler around the region. But since we're going to be cooler, our severe threat has greatly diminished for this afternoon and into this evening for most of the region that has received that cooler air. Somebody said just getting on House Stonewall, looking for the rest of the day. Stonewall, you guys are behind the front, north of that front, so your severe threat is also greatly diminished. Still could see some scattered to isolated showers, as you see there on the screen. So showers and storms will still be possible, just lesser chance for severe weather is expected for areas north of that strong to severe storm line that is in the far southern portions of the Arklatex, ranging from Nacogdoches County all the way into Natchitoches Parish and past Natchitoches Parish into Wynn Parish as well. There's only one severe thunderstorm warning, which I will put back on the screen here for Grant, Wynn, and Natchitoches Parish. This lasts until 6 p.m. This lasts until 6 p.m. and they put a tornado possible tag on this. So if you have any family members that live in near Montgomery or any other place that's within this polygon here, Montgomery is dealing with some heavy rainfall right now, as well as other areas within this polygon that may not be shown here on the screen. Please let them know if you live near Highway 71, LA 71, or LA 122 or LA 471. Make sure to tell people to get in their safe space, as there is a severe thunderstorm that's capable of producing a tornado in the vicinity. So yes, thank you all once again for tuning into today's streams and making sure you stay weather aware and trusting us with your weather information, trusting the KSLA First Alert Weather Team with your weather information here. I'll be on at KSLA News 12 at 6 p.m. and 10 p.m. tonight. Make sure to stay weather aware, and we will keep you first aware and first alert to the latest updates with today's severe weather event. Once again, thank you guys so much, and I'll see you on the newscast.